Yo, what's up, everyone? Stone Vulcan, and I thought I'd do a quick how-to video. One of the things that I feel like I excel at is PvE events, but also just PvE in general is one of the things that I actually enjoy doing, which I'm probably in the minority on that front. As you can uh, see right now, right, I am doing okay, right? But what's impressive about this, I think, is the fact that I'm doing this with only the ability to kill level 30 and level 28 swarm. So I would say I'm like one of those middle power players on our server, at least, who I can keep up with the big guys, but it really takes a lot of grinding for me. All right, and so that's how I'm gonna kind of talk about the strategy for me today. In one of my ships, right, I'll equip a lineup that and I have two Franklins here. What you'll notice is the first one is tier 6. It's the less strong ship. The higher tier one is my tier 7, and I think I have the shields upgraded on that one. My tier 6 is still a work in progress right now, right? And I'm tempted to do this just so I can move farther away at times. But during these swarm events, one of the key things that you have to do is get a good base location, right? So for me right now, I didn't really want to think about it too much. I just went here into Ethra. But if you can be in Morska or somewhere closer that you can cut down your warp time to get to, for me, it's Fontaine. But basically, what I'm going to suggest here is that you have two ships going at the same time. One that's taking on the highest level swarm where you can get maybe, I don't know, somewhere between 10 and 15 at a time where you're sending your ship out to kill them. Hopefully more, but you want to just be able to be efficient, getting out there quickly, getting lots of damage done, and then of course exploding and coming back to your base, repairing quickly, and getting back out. That, as a grinder, is what you have to do. A lot of people ask me, what like is your special? Do you have like special lineups that you use or anything like that? And the answer is yes, but it's not the special lineups that do the most damage against the swarm at the highest level or anything like that. What I'm actually doing is I take my higher level ship and I put in, as you probably noticed, I put in Claw, Helvia, and for me, Uhura is the most effective increaser, right, on the Franklin. So Helvia gets me there quickly, right? Claw helps me get around quickly. Uhura makes me last as long as possible with only the one character to really focus on that. And then I explode and I repair and I come back. And the nice part about having two low level Franklins, or two lower level Franklins, I would say, as opposed to having just one super high powered Franklin, is the fact that the repair costs are cut down for me on both of them, as are the repair times, which for me is a little more important. Resources, usually, this is a little low for me at the moment. But anyways, here's when I'm going to send my second ship. I did get back into dabbing tonight. I cleaned out my whole rig and did a dab for the first time in like a couple of weeks. And so the tongue-tied part may be explained through that. So anyways, once I get both my ships going, right, the key thing that I always want to look out for is there are people who really enjoy pirating in this area because they don't want to grind to get all the mods, and mods are very hard to come by to actually upgrade your ship. You can probably get a lot more pirating. But as someone, like I said, who enjoys the PvE grind, it's less than ideal for me to have people that I have to worry about running around where I'm at the very last little bit of my life and boom, they come and hit me, right? So anyways, my second ship is out on its way. Normally I'd have a couple of other miners like doing something productive, maybe something for my dailies or just going for some latinum. But as my second ship is on the way, I'm really focused on just trying to be efficient with my fast and big ship, or bigger. One of the things that I'll say, just as a general rule of PvE grinding, as someone who's probably given it more thought than he should, is when in doubt, go at the ship that's going towards you. I know I'm saying that right as I'm going at a ship away from me, but in general, I try to do, I guess, a couple of things. One is like follow the flow of where the ships are pointing. That's why I play so far zoomed out. It's also why I never know if any of my friends or enemies are around me, really. I just see the ships at this level, right? But when you're trying to do PvE grinding fast, this is the most efficient way to look at the screen. If you're down here, you can't actually see the flow, right, of where ships are going. So you want to stay zoomed out the whole time. As you can see, I'm going to do super fast repair. I've already got my repair speed ups pretty much ready to go and in a rhythm. It's about an hour and 33 minutes and change, right? So just throwing 3 of the 30 minutes. Helvia again, boom. She's going to get me there faster than my other ship that I sent a while ago. It's always fun thinking that you got an alliance reward and finding out that it was actually just an armada formed that you weren't invited to. Not that my alliance didn't invite me. I could ask and they'd let me in, sure. But I just get so excited for the gifts. And I don't really get that excited about armadas at the moment. I mean, the rewards are fantastic, don't get me wrong. And I'm not saying they're, a waste of time or anything. But for me personally, it's not that exciting. You send a ship and then you wait for a while. But it is a whole new dynamic to the game that's brand new and still growing. So I'm not judging it too harshly. Usually Scopely does a decent job of adapting the game based on early feedback, and the Scopely fans we are in general a pretty loud bunch. So here we go. I've got I'm actually projecting my phone onto like a big screen. I wish I could actually do the I think there's like BlueStacks and stuff like that, right, where I could actually be clicking. But I'm playing on my phone, projecting onto a screen. That was a big win for me. I think if you've watched a previous video that I did, just one of my tester videos, I couldn't get the screen to play behind me. That was such a big deal because like just sitting here watching me talking without actually seeing what's happening is, far less informative at the very least. So now I'm going to get my 2-ship rhythm going. One of the things that you'll have to get a feel for, right, is like there are little kinks in the game. Like right now, right, this is going to jump, boom. I knew that was going to jump. And then I'm patient to wait and click because there are times where if you start clicking around too fast, that's when Fat Finger Frank kicks in. Oh man, where's Fat Finger Frank? That's when Fat Finger Frank jumps in, right? And he'll screw you over because you start hitting the recall button and then you've got tons of time that you've been wasting. Here's Fat Finger Frank right there. That's one of my favorites. So I'm obviously not being as efficient as possible right now because of the fact that I have dialogue going with you guys talking. But one of the things that you can run into at times is if you're stuck in low-level systems. I know I'm a little bit blessed right now, and this is very specific advice that probably applies best to people who are maybe in my exact shoes, right? But I know how it is trying to grind in the lower level systems too and how crowded those can get. A lot of times what I will do is take one of my ships and park so everyone starts noticing, right? There are spawn points around the outside. And basically what I would do is go to one spawn point with 2 ships, right? One really fast ship and one ship that can just sit there and kill ships without moving. It doesn't have to be, it's like your Bortos versus a D3, right? For me, it literally is those ships. So I'll take them both, right? And I'll park my Bortos and my D3 on one respawn point. until everyone around that respawn point has given up because of the fact that I have consistently been so focused on getting that one thing over and over and over again, right? That's going to get you that spot and some buffer space. Then you can send your other ships around, right? You take your fast ship and just start sending it all over and actually trying to chase down things around the map. But then you always have your anchor that's just parked on that one spot, able to keep getting kills over and over. And in a crowded map, those respawn points are going to come and go in waves, because as everyone else is killing ships at their respawn points, the map is going to sometimes hit just one, and then sometimes it's going to go 1, and it'll just start going. And so you have to pay attention to when the waves are happening, because you never want to let your respawn point start to become a point of focus for the rest of the map, right? If your respawn point is drawing a lot of attention because you aren't killing all of the spawns that are coming out of it, then you're definitely going to start having competition for that respawn point and all that stuff. So anyways, I'm sure you're all smart enough to get that. But I think my point is kind of been made here. I don't want to belabor it and make a super long video that goes on and on, right? But having two ships going at one time can be a big benefit. And whether or not they're in different systems is going to be based on what level you are, and whether or not you can kind of have to hold down a spot in a crowded map, or if you're like me and you have room to be able to maneuver around a little bit more, then you're going to want space closers like Claw, right, who can speed up the actual impulse speed of your ship. I am lucky with two Franklins. I used a D3 for a long time doing this, and I finally got my second Franklin up to a point where now it's actually really useful. And I think my overall strategy for mods at this point is going to be to keep investing in my second Franklin, so that I can have two Franklins that are, consistently able to kill a few level 32s. That way, maybe if I send both of them at the same time, I can get my dailies done at level 30, killing the 10 level 32s, and then be good to go for events like this where I can send them both to level 30 space and just grind. Now, there's no way I compete with some people in this game, right? I like the people that even I'm mixed in with, right? Even a couple of my alliance members, right? I look up to their Franklins so much. I'm like, holy Moses, those are, and they might have one or two, right? But a lot of these folks, right, have super strong Franklins and or other explorers that can last forever in level 32, level 34 swarm space. That is the most efficient way to, that's a whole different level of strategy that this video does not address. Is for the folks that are well above level 30, which is where I'm at right now. I can't speak too much to the heavy Franklin investors. But anyways, hope you guys find this helpful, and have a great rest of your day.